Shannon Minter is legal director for the National Center for LGBTQ Rights, and he joins us from Seattle, Washington. Shannon, how are you doing?
Great. Good to be here, Ben.
It's good to have you here. Let's get straight into this. I want to just kick off with the main headline. The Justice Department's hunting for private patient data from doctors and hospitals that treat transgender young people. Give me your reaction, and how unprecedented do you think this move is?
Completely unprecedented and shocking. I mean, this has absolutely no legal basis whatsoever. It's a blatant abuse of power. It's clearly designed to try to intimidate and harass these doctors from providing care to these families who really need support.
We're talking about doctors who are just following best medical practices and treating families in need. Do these subpoenas have any legal basis, or in your view, is this an abuse of power?
This is pure bluster, pure politics. It is just an attempt to intimidate these providers and scare them away from doing what they're supposed to do, which is provide care to patients who need it. And the timing is so ironic because just about a month ago, one of the most well-respected medical review programs in the country, it's located in Utah, did an incredibly comprehensive review of the healthcare for treating these transgender young people and concluded overwhelmingly it's safe, it's effective, it significantly reduces suicidality. These doctors have done absolutely nothing wrong, and there is zero legal validity to these subpoenas.
Meanwhile, though, there are supporters of the subpoenas, right? I mean, looking on socials now, some people say that this is about protecting children, but you've called it part of a broader campaign to intimidate doctors and politicize medical care. Can you just explain to me what's really at stake here for families and providers?
Oh, yeah, this is part of a much broader effort far beyond this specific population. It's part of this administration's complete disdain for medical science and attempts to just take away trusted essential health care, whether it's vaccines, reproductive health care. Now it's health care for this particular group of young people, but this is part of a much larger pattern.
This move comes just weeks after the Supreme Court upheld state bans on gender-affirming care for young people. Do you see all of this as part of a coordinated federal push, even in states where this care is currently still legal?
Yes, I mean, this administration has targeted this particular population. They think that that is politically popular, and it may be in the short run, but in the longer run, I think most people in this country recognize this is so dangerous. I mean, people do not want the federal government interfering with the conversations that doctors and patients can have. They certainly don't want the federal government stepping in and making healthcare decisions that belong to families and parents, not to federal officials.
We are in a political climate where misinformation spreads ridiculously quickly. What does the latest research actually say about gender-affirming care for young people, especially when it comes to their safety and the effectiveness? And are there any regret rates?
It's so clear. There is a very substantial body of research that has been conducted for more than 3 decades now that shows that these treatments, and they're very carefully given, the screening is very careful, but for the young people who need this care, it is clear, it is safe, it's effective. It really reduces the risk of suicide, which is very high in this population. I mean, this really is, for many of these young people, life-changing, life-saving care. And this is care that their parents have to consent to. And it's only prescribed after extensive evaluation for a very small group of young people who need it. But for those kids, it is really essential.
Taking in the broader pattern here, from the subpoenas to clinic closures to funding threats to DEI being cancelled, what do you believe, and be honest with me here, what do you believe this administration is ultimately trying to do to transgender young people in America?
Well, I think it's not just transgender young people, unfortunately. I think this administration has decided to make one of its political goals as far as they're able to do so, make it impossible for transgender people legally and socially to live in this country. I think they really are under a kind of ideological grip that they can stamp out the transgender population. And that is a very frightening development. It's something we have never seen before. I don't think it's something most people in this country support, but their efforts just continue to escalate and are becoming more and more extreme. And it is very frightening for the transgender community, especially for families, parents of transgender kids. Things have gotten to a really dangerous and frightening pitch.
Shannon Minter, for now, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Ben.